strong and loving, almost ancestral. Time itself learns from them. Warrior women of the good, they carry the world in silence between laughter, advice and courage. They are the true foundation. They only need that sacred gathering, a full table, open souls, old women, old tribes. Love as an eternal legacy. Ancient women, strong and loving, strong and loving, strong and loving, almost ancestral. Time itself learns from them. Ancient women, strong and loving, strong and loving, strong and loving, almost ancestral. Time itself learns from them. Friday night, the city's breathing slow. Streetlights burn what I used to know. Strong and alive, no fear inside. Love in her words, the future aligned. Simple bars, a table for three. Her child's laughter felt like family. From Monday to Monday, I knew how to live. But Friday night was the air I'd breathe. Then came the fall, no one could see. Lies dressed up as loyalty. The world stood still, fear filled the air, and the love she preached wasn't there. Every Friday night still cuts me deep. I miss the life I'm trying to keep. Between disease, guilt and despair, I knock on the door of a silent prayer. If there's a gate beyond this pain, an eternal gate through loss and shame, may God still see beyond this ground and call my broken spirit back to sound. Betrayal shattered what survived. The one who said I love you lied. Not just a wound, but years collapsed. Loss after loss, my body cracked. I trusted, fell down on my knees, searching signs, no guarantees. If this is punishment or test, I only know I lost my rest. Like Jonah swallowed by the sea, I wait for time to answer me. No clear faith, no sacred sign, just a fragile hope, still alive. Every understand what was never spoken aloud. From a love that was not complete, only questions and absence remain now. Then came the endless nights, and the days so hard to survive. The pain became an invisible weight, teaching my soul how to I'm not a perfect father, not a saint, not a hero. I don't have all the answers, I fail more than I'd like to. Nor do all they expect of me. But I also don't let myself drift down paths I know have no end. I work and I like what I do. I'm just a common man trying to do the best I can between bills, work and silence, trying not to lose myself again. I like the day starting early, and the tiredness at the end of each step. The traffic, the clock, the routine, they don't weigh on me like people say. They're part of the life I chose, they're what keeps everything standing in place. My family has its conflicts, sometimes I know how to fix them. I work, and I like what I do. I'm just a common man trying to do the best I can between bills, a common man trying to do the best I can. I work and I like what I do. I'm just a common man trying to do the best I can between bills, work, and silence. Trying not to lose myself again. Between bills, work, and silence. Trying not to lose myself again. They say fathers must be perfect, like the images in advertisements. But no one shows the real weight that this expectation carries and demands. Sometimes they say I'm not present, that I'm not all I should be. I work and I like what I do. I'm just a common man trying to do the best I can between bills, work, and silence. Trying not to lose myself again. But you see that I sustain what many only know how to demand, never to see. I love my family, even when I don't know how to show it. I carry everything the way I can, and I go on, even when I start to break. I'm just a common man. No cake, no medal, no altar to claim. But every day I rise again, and for me that alone is fighting. And if that is not enough, I will still continue on, because living the everyday is also a way of loving. And the sky remains silent. I waited, and time passed without signs. I called your name in the night, but heard no answer. Only the weight of the days and the sound of my own heart. It was not as I asked. It was not when I hoped. Your ways do not follow the maps I once drew. Even so, something holds me when everything seems to give way. Even when not hearing you, I remain standing. There are things I do not understand. Wounds without explanation, yet there is an unseen hand still guiding my steps on the ground. Perhaps you speak in the hidden places where my eyes cannot see. Perhaps you work in the silence while I believe you are not coming. You gave me no answers, but you did not let me fall between doubt and hope. I learned how to understanding. Do not